8, where we are going to compare Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping. So we're going to compare and contrast their policies in China. So this is going to go along with the lesson from yesterday, but we're going to do some review of what Mao Zedong's policies were, and then you will be reading in order to determine the policies of Deng Xiaoping. So GDP, what does GDP mean? It stands for gross domestic product. It is the total value of all the goods and services produced in a country. It is the wealth of the country. What is censorship? The suppression or prohibition, oh my God, guys, what is happening? Oh my God, we're moving on. Of any parts of books, films, news, etc. that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or a threat to security. So we've talked a little bit about the idea of being censored or censors. So someone else who did this was like Hitler, Stalin, but it's the idea that you are not going to allow anything that mostly is politically unacceptable. So Deng Xiaoping and Mao Zedong, they don't allow any other ideas that are not their ideas. Martial law is a temporary imposition of direct military control of normal civil functions, so or a suspension of civil law by the government. So when you have martial law, the military is in charge. All right, so when you take a look at this, the two questions that you're being asked are who is Deng Xiaoping, and then what changes did he make to China? So when we're looking at who, hopefully you can read the first sentence and you can see kind of who he is. Once you start going into what changes did he make, I want you to take a look at the bullet points, especially this one is super important. So for each one of these things, you're going to read the text above. That's what Deng Xiaoping is kind of talking about. We're going to look at what Mao did. So for the determined economic policies, Mao was focused on pure communism. The focus was the Great Leap Forward. Everyone needed to live together and work on growing food and did not have any choices. But do keep in mind that this led to a famine and death. Read about Deng. What does Deng believe? So how should a government motivate workers to produce more? Mao's answer was all about forcing people to meet goals or be punished. So he was much more of a, you need to do what I tell you to do, or there's going to be a punishment. Read the text above. What does Deng believe? What should China's relationship with foreign countries be? Mao wanted China to be self-reliant and not buy or sell goods to other countries. He wanted everything to be produced in China. He wanted China not to trade with others. He didn't want China to work with others. He wanted China to be completely self-sufficient. Read above. What does Deng believe? And then finally, how should opposition to the government's policies be dealt with? Mao's focus was the Cultural Revolution. He killed and arrested anyone who disagreed with him. So I want you to read about Tiananmen Square, and I want you to tell me, what does Deng believe?